Okay, Assalamualaikum and good morning to Medawan and all classmates. Okay, today me, Siti Asma and my friend Hidayatul Asma gonna present in chapter 8, Managing Distribution Channel. So I will be the first presenter. Let's begin now. In this chapter, we will learn about how distribution channels affect revenue optimization. Second is how revenue manager manage non-electronic distribution channel, and lastly, how revenue manager manage electronic distribution channels. Okay, first we need to know what is distribution channel. Okay, distribution channel is a chain of businesses or intermediaries through which a good or service passes until it reach the end consumer. It can include wholesaler, retailers, distributor, and even the internet. So basically, distribution channel is a channel that usually revenue manager use to reach their consumer or to make or to sell the room. So for example, in hotel industry, we have Trivago, Traveloka, Agoda, and so on. So basically, the distribution channel that hotel use and invest, it can have a significant bearing on their revenue management strategy and on their overall success. Okay, in this chapter, we will know three important terms, which are travel wholesaler, GDS, and IDS. Okay, basically, travel wholesaler, a large volume travel industry intermediary who sell to other. Okay, travel wholesaler is the same as tour operator, which the person who sell to package and to product to the travel agent. So that is travel wholesaler. Okay, for GDS, Global Distribution System, actually GDS primarily used by travel agent. GDS like a network that used by travel agent to book things like airline seat, hotel rooms, and car rentals for their client and customer. Okay, through GDS, these various different services are usually consolidated, making the process of booking far easier. So usually GDS used by travel agent. Next is IDS. Okay, for IDS, Internet Distribution System. Actually, Internet Distribution System is system for internet reservation, travel website, online reservation portal, which specialize in internet marketing of travel and related to the consumer. Okay, IDS is where the hotel or third party provide the online reservation to the customer, so that customer can make online booking to reserve their room. Okay, that is IDS. Next slide is about net ADR yield. Um, we already learned in chapter 1 about ADR, which is the average selling price of guest room during specific time period. As you know, the formula for ADR is total revenue divided by total room sold. So in distribution channel, we'll look to the net ADR yield. So net ADR yield is the percentage of the normal or standard room rate that is actually realized by hotel after subtracting from the selling price the cost of fees and assessment associated with the specific distribution channel responsible for a room sale. So basically, revenue manager must be especially aware that in addition to the number of rooms sold, it is net ADR yield and ADR that must be considered when evaluating the effect on hotel profitability of any individual distribution channel utilized. So at the right, you can see the formula for net ADR which is net room rate divided by standard ADR and then you can get net ADR yield. So for net room rate, how you find your net room rate is like the formula at the below. Formula for net room rate is standard ADR minus by distribution channel cost. Okay, here is the example to calculate net ADR yield. Look at the question. When an intermediary collect 299.99 cent for a guest room and subsequently the hotel receive 269.99 cent from the intermediary. So 30 ringgit less than standard rate charged to the guest. Okay. This is the formula. Net room rate divide by standard room rate and you get net ADRE. So how you get the net room rate? From the previous slide, the formula for net room rate is standard room rate minus by distribution channel cost. The standard room rate already given, which is 299.99 cent. So your distribution channel is 30 ringgit. Why 30 ringgit? Because you minus 299.99 to 269.99. Then you get 30 ringgit. Because because the intermediary already charged to the hotel. Okay, divide by standard room rate given by the question 299.99, and then you get net ADR yield 90%. Don't forget to time 100 because okay, next slide is about fees affecting net ADR yield. So there has three factors that affecting net ADR yield, which is intermediary commission. From intermediary commission is intermediary charge to the hotel. So CRS, franchise fees, and lastly electronic distribution fees, which consists of two IDS fees and GDS fees. Okay, for IDS and GDS, Hidayatul Asma will explain later in her slide. Okay, last subtopic before I pass the presentation to Hidayatul Asma is principle of distribution channel management. So in every chapter, the principle is most important that we need to remember. So in this chapter, we have 12 principles, and you can refer this principle in your textbook page 299. So I just go through with the principle. First is evaluate channel effectiveness based on net ADR yield as well as the channel's total revenue generation ability. So the first principle is explained about revenue manager will usually compare the channel distribution channel based on the net ADR yield to get more effectiveness and more profit. Okay, because in the reality, the best channels deliver high net ADR yield. So that's why revenue manager will monitor those yield. The second is use distribution partner to promote break rate and premium rate as well as selected discount rate. Regularly measure the proportion of revenue generated directly as a result of the hotel's brand affiliation. Design or employ shopper services to regularly evaluate the quality and information accuracy of non-electronic distribution system. Regularly measure the proportion of revenue delivered via non-electronic distribution channel. Develop and aggressively promote their own well-designed proprietary property website. Assign one or more individuals to regularly evaluate the accuracy of those electronic distribution partner, listing the property's inventory and room rate. Next is avoid distribution channel that require manual upload of inventory and rate. Seek out commission-based IDS partner. Implement a proactive web 2.0 strategy via CGM initiatives such as blog, guest experience, and photo sharing. Seek out specialized distribution channel to advertise unique hotel offer on unique product attribute. And lastly, aggressively implement strategies designed to shift guest future booking from more expensive distribution channel to lesser.
Thank you to previous presenter Siti Asma for the presentation. And now it's my turn to present the next subtopic in this chapter, which is non-electronic distribution channel and electronic distribution channel. So let's move on to the next slide. Firstly, let us discuss about non-electronic distribution channel. So non-electronic distribution channel are those in which room rate and availability information is delivered to buyers face-to-face. Non-electronic distribution channels tend to be lower cost in terms of fees access, and they enhance the accurate exchange of information and provide for easy information updating. In non-electronic distribution channel, we are going to discuss these four components. So there are four components of non-electronic distribution channel. First is on-property transient sales, direct telephone sales, on-property group sales, and CVBs. For on-property transient sales, we have two categories, which is walk-ins and check-outs. First and foremost, let us discuss on the first component of non-electronic distribution channel, which is on-property transient sales. So, in today's hotel environment, there is no lower cost distribution channel than on-property transient room buyers. Revenue managers addressing this channel should recognize that these buyers present two distinct revenue optimization opportunities. One is related to walk-in guests and other to those guests who are checking out of the hotel. Walk-ins refers to guests arriving at a hotel without a reservation, represent the least expensive distribution channel possible. Walk-in guests seek to buy a room for immediate use. As shown in the table here, walk-in guests arrive with buyer characteristics that make selling to them easy and beneficial. Based on the table, let us take a look at the first characteristic of the guest. When guest is on the property, the opportunity for the hotel is it can stop the guest room search immediately. The second one is when guest seeks immediate purchase, the opportunity is it allow the hotel to immediately satisfy the guest's desire to buy. The third one is when the guests want a room for today. So, this characteristic give opportunity to the hotel to minimize the lost rooms inventory and cancellations. The next one is when the guest has already experienced part of the hotel. So the selling opportunity is it can properly presented. The hotel's fairly priced value offer should be accepted a very high percentage of the time. Then the last characteristic of the guest is when we have face-to-face communication exchange is possible. So the opportunity is it permits the opportunity to directly match a guest's willingness to pay with product offerings. The best approach to walk-in guest room sales is one that builds RevPAR and is customer-centric. So, to implement this approach, revenue managers can take these 5 steps. First, revenue managers can establish a last-minute traveler or walk-in rate code appropriate for the day. The rate, like all discounted rates, would be a discount from rack rate. It should be established for each day and thus would likely vary. The second one is, where possible, offer alternative product version. This is the tactic of varying the form of the product to give reason for variance in price. The third step is train staff to explain in detail why the initial rate quoted represents true value to the buyer. The staff need to emphasize room features and benefits to their guests. Step number 4 is maintain the integrity of the last-minute traveler rate. It should not be reduced despite any walk-in rate resistance exhibited by the guests. The last step is pleasantly provide unwilling buyers alternative. In this step, revenue manager can offer the same and travel directions to alternative lodging facilities that better fit within those travelers' budget. Other than walk-ins, now we also have to discuss about checkouts. So in some hotels, repeat customers are a significant market segment. As a result, it makes sense that as guests depart, they will be asked if they would like to rebook for a future date. So morning check-out times are so busy, the desk staff simply does not have the time to ask each guest about rebooking. Not only should adequate staffing be provided to promote rebooking, revenue managers should measure the effectiveness of their rebook efforts. The number of rebooked guests per guest checkout is an important statistic for evaluating the effectiveness of rebooking effort. The number of rebooked guests per guest checkout is an important statistic for evaluating the effectiveness of rebooking efforts. As the number increases, it means that additional high net ADR year reservations have been made. It is a statistic that should be tracked regularly. So when implementing this tool, noted that the following formulas are utilized, which is nights, or which means book per checkout today is equal to night book today over checkouts today, similar to the below one, which is night book per checkout to date is equal to night book to date over checkouts to date. The next component of non-electronic distribution channel is property direct telephone sales. So today, its expanded number of applications available for downloading to smartphones has increased the importance of telephone as a distinct distribution channel. So it is important to recognize that most hotels still receive large numbers of traditional telephone reservation requests. Handling these calls properly is important for several reasons, including the fact that such calls produce high net ADR yield reservations. Some revenue managers think the cost of making this type of reservation is high because of staffing costs required to take them. So revenue managers should actively engage in employees training, program development and implementation. Learning to take telephone reservation to maximize ADR is important, but it does not come naturally to employees. They must be trained, and it should be part of revenue managers' responsibility to ensure that they are well trained. So, to evaluate the effectiveness of telephone sales efforts, revenue managers frequently use outside companies specializing in providing shopper service. Shopper service is the unannounced, anonymous, and professional evaluation of an organization's employee behavior, productivity, and customer service skills. It is also known as mystery shopper service. Okay, now let's move on to the next component of non-electronic distribution channel, which is on-property group sales. A hotel's on-property group sales department is a separate distribution channel. Evaluating the revenue producing ability of this channel requires revenue managers to evaluate both ADR and net ADR yield. In most cases, the ADR associated with group room sales will be lower than transient ADRs. Net ADR yield will most often be higher. This is because group rooms are most often sold at a significant rack rate discount, but a hotel's group sales effort does not typically require the payment of distribution charge and assessment associated with many alternative channels of distribution. Last but not least, the last component of a non-electronic distribution channel is Convention and Visitors Bureau, or the abbreviation is CVB. So, CVB is a virtually free distribution channel. This channel is the local CVB, a not-for-profit entity which responsible for representing a specific travel destination and helping the long-term development of its community through the promotion of travel and tourism. CVBs represent many businesses, including hotels and restaurants, that rely on tourism and meetings for revenue. For most service, CVB do not charge their clients. These clients include visitor, business traveler, and meeting planner who seek to utilize an area's travel-related resources. CVBs solicit new business and work with local hotel sales professionals to track rooms inventory, thus helping travel planner avoid conflicts with other events. So we have done on non-electronic distribution channel. So now let's move on to the electronic distribution channel. So for electronic distribution channel, there are three major components that make up the electronic distribution channel. First is we have CRS, which is Central Reservation System, then GDS, Global Distribution System, and we also have IDS, Internet Distribution System, which in IDS also categorized into three division, which is property websites, third-party websites, and Web 2.0. Okay, the first component of electronic distribution channel is CRS. Okay, what is CRS? CRS is the abbreviations for Central Reservation System. The function of CRS is CRS accept reservation from a variety of electronic and non-electronic reservation channels and feed those reservations to your hotel's PMS. What is PMS? Okay, PMS stands for Property Management System. Today, most brands accomplish this electronically. A few smaller hotels still operate manual system. In either case, room sales are communicated to your property while room availability and room rate information must be communicated from your property to CRS. We will set our room rates based on our own revenue optimization strategies. It is our responsibilities to make sure that our distribution channel have updated info about our rates. Room inventory as maintained in a hotel's PMS was not electronically updated when a sale was made in a hotel brand's central reservation office. Today, in most hotel brands, the interface between the CRS and PMS is seamless and accomplished in real time. What is meant by seamless? Seamless is two-way communication. Today, a hotel brand will utilize its CRS in the operation of its call center and to communicate each property's inventory and rate information on its own brand website, as well as on a variety of distribution sites linked to the brand's own site. Call center is a physical location maintained by a brand for its customer who prefer to book their room reservation via telephone. So, to demonstrate the effectiveness of hotels' CRS, most brands provide revenue managers with monthly or more frequently CRS business generation reports. These reports typically include information about a designated time period and the prior year's equivalent time period data. Data reported most often includes the information as the following, which is the reservations that have been made, the reservation that have been cancelled, the total ADR achieved, sales revenue generated, the average length of stay, and the source of reservations. So that is for CRS. Now let us discuss about GDS. Illustrates the information exchange between a hotel PMS, its CRS, and the GDS. GDS stands for Global Distribution System. GDS is defined as a group of companies that electronically connect travel-related business such as airlines and hotels with those individuals and companies seeking to buy from them. GDS is originated with the airlines. GDS are still an important part of the airline, car rental, and hotel industry's ability to sell their products. Even though GDS now is no longer owned by the airlines, it still remains a powerful distribution channel. Where revenue managers' pricing strategy is displayed on the GDS or the IDS, buyers make buying determination based in large part on what they read and see of your property when compared to others. Room products that are presented clearly and priced fairly sell well. Those are not listed or presented well do not sell as well. Then, lastly, the third component of electronic distribution channel is IDS. IDS stands for Internet Distribution System. IDS refer to the group of online reservation systems and travel portals that utilize the internet to connect travel-related business such as hotels with those individuals and companies seeking to buy from them. To better understand how to manage the IDS as a unique channel, let us view these three major divisions of IDS. These are property websites, third-party websites, and Web 2.0. So, property websites, the content is controlled by the hotel itself or the hotel franchisor. For the third-party websites, the content is controlled by intermediaries, and for Web 2.0, the content is controlled by the guests or the room buyers. So, the first type for IDS is we have property websites. When it comes to a property's own website, perhaps the most important consideration for revenue managers is the site's mere existence. In too many cases, individual hotel properties still do not have their own vanity websites, or they operate websites that do not reflect well on their properties. So, in the early 1990s, many hotels were slowly to develop their own proprietary websites. What is meant by proprietary websites? Okay, proprietary websites is defined as a web address whose the content is 100% controlled by a hotel's own management team. As a revenue manager, we must recognize that a proprietary website can be a tremendous marketing asset as well as effective distribution channel if we follow these 6 points. So the first point is the website address can be easily remembered by your guests. So we can create the most easy to remember web address so that guests will easy to remember and they can search it quickly. The second point is it must include a fast and easy to use CRS interface. The third one is there are minimal distribution channel fees associated with its maintenance and use. Number 4 is you have complete control over the site's content. Number 5 is the site content can be rapidly modified. Then the last point is we have the ability to measure the site's effectiveness. The site effectiveness can be said if the site does not too big in size so that when guests browsing the website, it will not take longer time for the website to be browsed. So the second one is third-party internet site, or we can short form it to TPI. So TPI are those operated by a variety of travel intermediaries and not directly controlled by a hotel. As what we had learned before this, we know that hoteliers can work with traditional travel agent using a hospitality-specific agency model. And as the agency model's name implies, A travel agency's main function is to act as an agent, selling rooms on behalf of the hotels. Then the hotel then supplies the rooms to the guests. Then the travel agent's income is its commission from the rooms supplied. Example for the third-party internet sites that we used to know nowadays is Trivago, TripAdvisor, Booking.com, and many others, TPI. But these three is we usually used to know. Last but not least, the third component of IDS is Web 2.0, or we can also say as Web 2.0. So Web 2.0 is the term that commonly used to describe social networking sites, video sharing sites, blogs, tweets, and ever-changing other internet sites providing consumer-generated media, or CGM. So CGM refers to various online revenues such as forums, blogs, wikis, and reviews sites where those seeking to research and buy products can use information and opinions posted by other consumers before making their buying decisions. So in hotel industry nowadays, Web 2.0 is of critical importance because increasingly it is how consumers share in print and via video their hotel experience with others. The experience that have been shared can affect room buyer purchasing decisions much more than does paid for advertising. Or can be easily said it is such as word of mouth marketing. In the modern world nowadays, people more tend to use social media to share their experience and memories to their friends. So for example, if somebody goes for a vacation at somewhere else, then stay at the hotel, he or she tend to share their experience staying at the hotel, whether the experience is bad or nice. So here I highlighted the importance of Web 2.0 and what the property website should have in their website. First is on their hotel properties website, they must have a blog that describe their hotel's property. Next one is they should also have photo sharing functionality on hotel website. They can take pictures of the hotel's facilities, guest room, restaurants, and swimming pools, and also others, and put it on the hotel's website, so that when guests can before guests book the hotel, they can see what the hotel have. Then the third one is the website also must need to have a survey and comment feedback cards on their hotel website. This to enable the guests to leave a comment, whether positive or negative comment. So if the comment or feedback is negative, the hotel can can make upgradation can upgrade their service. They can upgrade their service after that. Then the next point is active participation in blogs that concerns the hotel or local geographic area. For example, the festival that happening near the hotel or in the hotel, or the attractions near the hotel. For example, if the hotel is located near a beach, then we can describe a little bit about the beach. Then the next point is creation of a profile for the hotel on social networks. For example, create a Facebook page of the hotel, and also or create a Instagram accounts for the hotel and share many photos and videos about the hotels and update it every day. Then the next point is subscription to a reputation social network monitoring service. And the last one is do an advertising, if appropriate, on selected social media and social network sites. That is all from us. Thank you.